The Hamza to wasl is, if you begin with it, then you begin with the Hamza. And if you don't begin with it, it connects with the word before it, you skip over it. And in nouns, the nouns, it always begins with a kasra E. And the form that you have in the Hamza to wasl in regular nouns, you have the root verb fa'ala, and you have ifta'ala, it changes to ifta'ala, which is a verb, and then with the alif, ifta'ala, it becomes a noun. Like for example, you have recite in English, and you say recital, which is a noun. So the verb, it changes to a noun. Likewise, ifta'ala changes from a verb to a noun. And also with the alif sin ta, which means talab, to request, istaf'ala, to the istif'ala. And then the example over here in the examples of this form of ifta'ala is like iftira'a. This is actually a noun, in that form of ifta'ala. And also ibtigha'a. These are all nouns, so you begin with a kasra E in it. All the nouns with the Hamza to wasl beginning begins with a kasra the E. And the example, intiqam. And this, the same form there, this is a noun. And what happens is all the nouns, when you begin with the Hamza to wasl, it begins with a kasra E. And that's in this form. And the other form is alif sin ta. And then what happens is you put an alif on the end to make it a noun form, and istif'ala in that form. Like for example, you have the form istighfar. Istighfar, that's a noun, and always the nouns with the Hamza wasl begins with a kasra E. And then you have istijal. Istijal also begins with a kasra. And another example, istikbar. And also begins with a kasra because it's a noun. And again, the Hamza to wasl means that if you begin with it, then you pronounce the E in the beginning of nouns, of the regular form of nouns. But if it connects to a word before it, then you don't pronounce it. Like for example, over here when you have intiqam, you say dhu, and then you connect it with it. You don't say dhu intiqam, you say dhuntiqam, because it's connected to a word before it. But if it's not connected, then you begin with the E. And Allah knows best, and may peace and blessings be upon Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam. And that's the regular form of nouns with the Hamza wasl that begins with it, begin with E with a kasra. Allahu alam, Allah knows best.